Today we're going to be turning my current desktop from this all the way to this. It is time for a spring clean, as my desktop has got kind of messy, but what is messier now is even my downloads folder. So today we're going to be completely clearing this out, and just to top it off, we're also going to be customizing it and making it look completely different. And to start off though, what is going on here? This is a little bit confusing, so we're just going to get rid of a ton of things. Like, what even is this? I guess we just have like a cancel rendering here. Okay, well, you can go as well. And then we'll get rid of a few other shortcuts that we do not need to try and narrow this down. Now what I think we should actually do is add Prism Launcher to the desktop. How do I do that actually? Okay, here we go. We now have that on. This is so like awkward to work with now. Windows 11 is not the greatest. We'll pop Audacity there. And then I need to move these three into their own like spot. We'll just whack these three onto their own line and then paste them in like so. So now they're in their own little spot. Even this folder is getting messy. Okay, let's start with creating some folders. We'll have personal as one, which can include, I think it's just my CV stuff, ironically. Yeah, it is, yeah. So I'll move them over into there. We'll then create another one for YouTube documents, which is you. And then like thumbnail based ones, I'm pretty sure. Go. I mean, even then I don't really need the... Yeah, it's not gonna work. Let's go, there we go. Even then I don't really need the 24-hour thumbnails one anymore. Although, what is actually in here? Okay, yeah. I don't actually need that. So we can get rid of that one as well. And then we'll have one for Mario Kart Wii stuff as well, which I think will be actually quite useful to have separately. And then we'll also have... Nah, actually we won't need to reorganize anything. We will rename you real quick to TVG results. It's for the VR grind, the document that I use. I could go on YouTube actually. That's the document I use for the like graphics that show up on screen for the averages and stuff. And then we'll also have one for college, which is going to make going back to college really awkward actually, because all of like the hotkeys, or like the shortcuts, sorry, they're all going to be all over the place now. We now have that in place. So this now looks a lot better, but even still, like input and output, we don't need that there. So we'll create a All-Star folder for the All-Star stuff, which for those who don't know is Mario Kart Wii like custom like mod making for like track packs. There we go. So now that's that folder taken care of. Although we could do with renaming you to mods, so we can move that folder, and then we'll also rename you. So we'll have our personal bests and our mods now over into here. Perfect. And then we could also do with, we'll move all three of these as well. These do not need to be in here. See, I do have some sense of like organization. You can tell I had tried to, but it kind of didn't end up working out very well in the end. This is a lot better than my gaming PC was, to be fair. I am not looking forward to getting that back. What even are these? Okay, is that just a logo stuff? Yeah, okay. Don't need you. We can rename you to get rid of that hash that we don't need. And then you are... I believe not needed, actually. Don't look in there. Yeah, don't even need that. Don't even need either of them, I'm pretty sure. Nope. Get rid of both of them. So all we have in here is the installation files for programs, and then like any programs that are in here that I'm too scared to move. Although I think we don't need you. Live split may be able to be moved actually. The Mario Kart Wii stuff. Yeah, so everything that needs to be in here will be in here now. So we can review it out there, Mario Kart Wii. And then we'll actually create a speedruns folder for that. To go into there. And then actually we'll rename you to time trials. This is all my PBs from when I set the time trial time sheet, which even this kind of needs updating, but I'm not going to worry about that today because that is not important. And then in mods, what do we have? My music pack folder can be moved because that is in the works and can now go into mods. So we will rename this to do I want to rename this? No, actually we'll leave it. That'll be fine for now. And then my old music pack from my previous preferred name and everything is in here. And then we can... Is it Control X? It is! I've just figured out the hotkey. We'll whack that also in there. So that is now present. Everything there is organised for my Kart Wii stuff. We could do with a Minecraft folder as well, but I don't think we need that. Pretty sure yeah, Minecraft downloads right here. Do I need any of these? I don't think I even need this folder anymore. That's the T1 tutorial board, do not need that. Yeah, we can get rid of that folder actually. May be useful to have one in the future, but for now we should be fine. This is going to do my head in, all of these different folders that are pinned for no reason. So we do not need you pinned. We do not need you pinned, and we do not need you pinned. So that should be everything that I need pinned. Even then now music can change. If everything in here can be axed. So we've got nothing in the music folder anymore. That will probably change though, obviously later on when I need to. See, it's doing it again. I can't leave these here. Leave it there. So we have that taken care of. And then even then fonts is turned into this. So what do we need? In fact, I don't even need that one anymore, but we'll get that one out here so that we can do that. But that's apparently already in there. Where is that? Because it's already here. Oh, it's because it's got the same name as the folder? Yeah, that'll be why. Let's get rid of that then, so we can put you out. There we go, perfect. Do not need you now. We don't need you. You. We don't need Delfino either. And then we don't need you. And then we can cut you out again. Put you in there. And then we ought to actually... I want to get rid of these. That's what I want to get rid of. But There we go. Managed to fix it. There we go. So and now everything's actually looking normal. And I think with that in mind, we'll also do that in here because I do not need to have the like when it was from there. That's just irrelevant. Right, so that one's fine. We'll take it away from this as well. Perfect. Okay, so downloads folder now taken care of, and so is the documents, and our desktop has been made a lot cleaner. This folder, now this is where things get interesting. Old thumbnails, they can apparently be duplicated. I did not want that. These can now go. Do not need you here. We're gonna rename you so that we can potentially move you. Do I have one? We'll pop it in here so that because it is technically a YouTube thing. We do not need you anymore either. Back into screenshots. What we got in here? These are all the different notes that I have that go on screen during VR grind. That one want to keep. Don't need that one. So we can get rid of you. And then I think what we're going to call these is VR note and then like what it's about. Okay, so we now do have these, but I feel like I need a graphics folder, so we'll update this a little. We'll have this as channel where we can have those enter into it. We'll have a VR grind folder as well for all of them, so I can start reusing them if I need to. At least they're in one spot and have a decent name. I wanted, and then yeah, that can stay there for the time being, alongside my skin actually, which doesn't really have a folder. Okay, wallpapers. I feel like I'm just honestly gonna get rid of all of these. I don't need any of them. So we'll just clear all of them out, because we are going to be updating the wallpapers as well. And then outfits, I need to rename all of these as well, which I should probably add a quick text document, which we'll call outfit note. Note might be a bit of a stretch. Guide? No, put outfit no for number, and then I can go ahead and rename all these to a number. Actually, maybe doing 00 would be better. And then actually, we'll change this to OF. Kind of sounds a little bit like OnlyFans, but oh well. Okay, that's now that folder taken care of, and I can just basically add on to this. I am missing quite a few outfits now. So that is this folder taken care of. I have all my like college sketchbook stuff, photos like ready. I've just got to like extend it when I finish for the year. I think that is all of them. Although actually, never mind. So you can go, you can go, you can go. What we got here, do not need you, and also do not need you. And then yeah, I think if I were to move, actually, if I move all of them out of there, I can then go into... see, I already have the graphic there. It's if I need to update it. So... I suppose it just goes here. I suppose that makes most of my sense. So this is my folder for every episode. You can see which episode I've edited up until this point at the moment. So this is part of this video, and then obviously this is what like the current recording is at the moment. And then this was a drunk session of Mario Kart Wii that I did, which I've just honestly kept to, in case I want to edit it. I might edit it and put it up at some point. And then this is the next the next 4 episodes to go out, because what was going to be a mini-sode is no longer a mini-sode. So I managed to get this done. This is now 5 and 6, and then 7 and 8. So now I have a very messy, very messy recycle bin, but let me show you this. So this is my current storage. Granted, I am recording at the same time, so it might be a little bit too high, but that obviously I have a ton of things in here. So let's empty the recycle bin and just see what this ends up at. Any better? Yeah, so much better already, given as well that I've got videos that I need to like archive and stuff that will take forever, so I'm not going to do that just yet. Now here we are at the fun part of this episode, because, well, this looks kind of boring, you know, just a Minecraft world in the background, and Windows 11 is just plain and boring, isn't it, really? And so I have liquid glass on my phone, and so we're gonna try and add liquid glass to this, and maybe make kind of something that looks like its very own like operating system. And so I have a few files that I need to go through, so I'm just gonna follow along with the tutorial and get this all set up. Okay, so I have fully customized my windows now, and things look quite a lot different. First off though, we now have a new custom taskbar. One thing I would like to do is actually update the Windows logo, but I haven't quite looked into that at the moment, so I'm not sure if that will happen. But we have the usual 3 programs I had before that are constantly on. That's my web browser, my File Explorer, and then Prism, which obviously I'm using for Minecraft. And even then, Prism has been slightly updated. These may be a little nod to a future video. So yeah, I opted to change the entire taskbar and make it like only show when I hover over it, which I think that looks a whole lot cleaner than how it does like just constantly on screen, and it's got like a little cool animation. Another thing as well is the start menu itself has been customized and made kind of liquid glassy, and then so has the notifications panel, and I believe, yeah, this has as well, although these buttons are a little bit glitched, but that's fine. So next up though, where things are going to get interesting, so I did a whole new wallpaper, which I think is super pretty. I actually really like this. I'll leave a link in the description to the art itself. But yeah, this is so pretty now. I think this does kind of sum up the direction that I've taken the channel in terms of like conceptually, and I can't wait to develop that more. Which, by the way, I love the way that the red works in the background with like the like liquid glass theme. It looks so cool. And then I've also updated Opera as well a little, although you can't see on that one. So the background for main Opera also has the same wallpaper, and I updated like a few little graphical details on the sides, and my folders are now a lot more organized now, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that is everything that I have done. This looks completely different now. It looks so cool. I really love it, and everything's like fully organized. How long that will last, I don't know, but at least we have it for the time being, and yeah, I shall see you all very soon.